Jai Shri Krishna. So today I'm going to be talking about moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Yeah, and this is part 2. So if you're born with moon in Pisces, and in Pisces, moon has to be in Uttara-Bhadrapada Nakshatra, which will be from 3 degrees 20 minutes, right, till 16 degrees 40 minutes in Pisces. Moon has to be in Pisces, yeah? All right, so do make sure to watch part 1 of moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada, right, which is also called as Uttaratadi, right? Uttaratadi, moon in Uttaratadi, right? Nakshatra. Watch part 1 before you come to part 2. Okay. And today is, by the way, Tuesday, June 9, 2026. And moon is in Pisces in Uttara-Bhadrapada Nakshatra. The ascendant has just moved from Cancer to Leo. All right, before we start, the usual bells and whistles I speak about. First is do click the, subscription button, the notification, the bell button, so that you're updated with the latest and greatest videos I publish all the time. Second is do share your honest comments and feedback. I know many of you have shared it already, so I really appreciate that as well. This would help not only myself, but everybody who's watching the video will also understand a little bit. It helps in engagement as well. Third, I do teach weekly classes in Clubhouse Wednesday, 7:20 p.m. Central Time, US, live sessions. So today is Tuesday. You can see I'm wearing a red t-shirt. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. So I'll be wearing definitely the green t-shirt as well. And tomorrow's discussion is going to be very interesting. It's about combinations for business. Who can do business, who should not do business, etc. Okay, it's going to be a very long, interesting topic. Now you have to download the app called the Clubhouse app. It's available in iOS and Android. And once you enroll it, once you download the app, you have to enroll it in the Vedic Astrology Club. Now, all of this is free, the app, the teachings and everything. Yeah. So I started doing this back in late 2020 in Clubhouse. So it's been now close to 6 years, and at least I would say close to 4.5 years to 5 years, there's recordings in Clubhouse of my sessions. Okay. Again, if you're interested, do join. Food for thought, yeah? Okay. So again, moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada Nakshatra, this is part 2. Okay, all right. So 2025 year would have been a difficult year. Do share that in the comments. I've already mentioned it in part 1 also. Do what part 1 before you come to part 2. Okay. Now this is a Saturn Nakshatra, Uttara-Bhadrapada. It's a twin Nakshatra. The twin pair is with Purva-Bhadrapada. Okay. So they are a pair. So there is a dual energy involved. And Pisces itself is a dual sign. Look at the symbol. It's 2 fishes. Okay. So Saturn, so if you have moon in Purva-Bhadrapada Nakshatra, or if you have moon in Pisces, have an aquarium at home. Okay, have an aquarium at home. Have goldfishes at home. Only goldfishes. Have them in pairs. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. Right? Keep on feeding the fishes. Okay? It's a water energy. Keep on feeding the fishes. Take care of the fishes and the fish tank. Your karma will change. This is a fact. I'm telling you. This is a fact. Now, if you don't have it, figure out a way how you can donate to an aquarium place or a fish place or you can go and feed fish food. Now, this is also another important thing. If you have moon in Pisces, right? Specifically, any nakshatra moon in Pisces, you should not eat like seafood, specifically with fishes. You should not. Go away from seafood. Yeah, I would also say go away from any kind of fish food, seafood, or even meat, because this is a very sattvic Rashi. Okay, Pisces. All right. Now, Jupiter is the Rashi Lord. Saturn is the Nakshatra Lord. So you want to be very careful about it. And in this Nakshatra, Mercury gets debilitated. And this is Kalpurush 12th house. Okay, so take care of feeding the fishes, right? And have them in pairs. So the question would be, if one fish die, you have to replace with another one. You have to bring it back. You cannot have it in odd numbers, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It has to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, something like that. Yeah? Okay. As you know, the number also will be coming to 2 here because it's a twin pair, right? So everything, if you see, right, it'll be 2 times. And there is also like a 8-headed snake, the energy is associated here. All right. So that is the other thing. Okay. Next is, this is a natural 12th house. So when moon comes to the natural 12th house, don't take overnight decisions. Don't take impulse decisions. Don't take, this is especially for even moon in Pisces as well as moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Don't avoid night travel, avoid red eye travels, right? That could get into a problem. Okay. The Karma Nakshatras associated for if you're born with moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada, right? All these Saturn, other nakshatras will come, which will be Pushya and Anuradha, other than Uttara-Bhadrapada. Then you have Jupiter nakshatras because it's a twin nakshatra. So you start from Punarvasu, right? And then you finish up with Visakha, and then you come back to Purva-Bhadrapada, right? Then Ketu nakshatras, Ashwini Magha Mula, Mars nakshatras, Mrigashira, Chitra, and Dhanishta. Moon nakshatras, right? Hasta, Rohini, and Shravana. And last is Mercury nakshatras. So you have Mercury nakshatras Ashlesha, Jeshta, and Revati. Okay? All right. Now you have to understand this. The Rashi Lord is Jupiter. The nakshatra Lord is Saturn. This is not a broken nakshatra. The complete nakshatra is in Pisces, Rashi. Okay? Right? Uttara-Bhadrapada. Okay? But it is a double. The Rashi is double, duality. The nakshatra, it's not broken. It's complete in Pisces, but it's a pair with Purva-Bhadrapada. Okay? Which is Puratati. Okay? So here you have to understand Mercury is debilitated in the nakshatra here. Right? Exactly at 15 degrees, Mercury will be debilitated, which will be almost the kind of 4th pada of Uttara-Bhadrapada. Okay? What it means is you will have an education break. You will have a change of education, change of place for education. You will have something like even a break and then study later after work, and sometimes even career change to education. Okay? Because of Mercury. All right. There is a lot of serpentine energy here. I said about an 8-headed snake, 8-hooded snake as well. Right? The serpentine energy you see very strong in Ashlesha and then in Uttara-Bhadrapada. But the Sarpabali and anything with thing will only be done in Ashlesha Nakshatra, moon in Ashlesha. Okay? All right. We'll look at first the Vedic deity, and then we will look at the Hindu deity as well. So the Vedic deity is Ahar-Budayana. We spoke briefly about in part 1. So Ahar-Budayana is a serpent. It's just not a serpent, it's a cloud serpent. So what do you see in the clouds? In the clouds, you see there is fog, mist, and then you see a serpent, right? So think of like a smoke and a mirror, right? Smoke and a mirror. You have mirror, but you have smoke with it. So you see it's like a shadow and you see stuff, right? That is that energy here. There is air energy, but there is darkness. Yeah? Okay. Other than that, you also see the clouds here. It's a dark, thunderous clouds. Okay. So you hear thunder and you see it's very dark and suddenly light will come out. What this means in this energy of Ahar-Budayana is the first will be a struggle. Okay. Be it in a marriage, be it in a career, be it in a job, right? Be it in a family life, etc. Everything first, there will be a struggle. Okay. The second will work very well. Okay, very well. It also tells you one more thing, that the individual needs to do a transformation if you have moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada. So what does the transformation mean here is moving from going after materialism to coming to spiritualism. Okay. Moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada people don't like change. They resist change. They are very happy with that comfort environment. Coming to and fro to the same job, 10 years, 20 years anniversary, 30 years anniversary, the same company, etc. They're very comfortable with the space what they have. That is also the problem for them, that the progress will be delayed. Okay. Think about a cot. This is the back leg of a funeral cot. Okay, what it means is at some point you have to change from materialism to being spiritual. You have to add that into your life. Spiritual, occult science, etc. They are the people who will fight for dharma here. Okay, they are very fierce in a way for that because they have to fight for dharma, uphold dharma, fight adharma. Now, it's very important when moon, because this is the natural 12th house, you have to see the strength of the moon. Okay, you have to see the strength of the moon. So you always see the strength of the moon from where sun is. Okay, and see if there are benefics aspecting the moon, like Jupiter, Venus, or Mercury. Now remember this, when moon is conjunct with Mercury, always moon will be a waning moon without strength. Mercury will become a malefic. Moon and Venus conjunction is also not good. Okay, so moon and Mercury conjunction can give you an education break, delays in education, anxiety issues. Moon and Venus conjunction can give you marriage issues, delay marriage, or first marriage breakup. But the second one will work. Okay, Jupiter aspect will definitely help, but it cannot reverse what is to happen. It will only give the guidance once the person has learned the lesson, right? The hard way, the difficult way. So this is what you have to understand, the strength of the moon. Okay, this is very important here. If the moon strength is also weak, right, the person of moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada, their words will be very cruel, fierceful, okay, and they can do a lot of damage with their words. People will remember them for their words than themselves. They may not even remember the person X, Y, or Z, but they remember the words what he or she has said. Okay, so this is something very important. Okay, this nakshatra also has a little bit of that savage energy, cruel energy also. It's got it, right? Now, cruel energy, I'll explain, as I said, because they are here to uphold the dharma, right? They can show any kind of cruelty to uphold dharma and fight adharma. That is the important thing here, okay? Now, somebody like working long time in a company, right? They're very fixed and adamant with what, very difficult to change them, influence them easily. Okay, you can win them logically, right? And they also like logic. All right, they can be nominating when necessary. Okay, but they mature with their hard learned lessons. Okay, like what I explained. First time there is always that loss and issue that will teach them. The first time loss, second time will be win. Okay, they want peace, but they can be a warrior. They can be a fighter. Okay, because of the Kshatriya character also in a way, right? They have very strong inclination to hold on to things. Okay, these are the people who would keep collecting lot of souvenirs, collecting things from 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. Oh, I got this one. You see this one, I kept it as a memento. I have said this for 20 years, 30 years, right? They are the people. Even in a relationship, they want to hold on to things like that. They can be very possessive. Okay, they don't like changes. Okay, they get comfortable in a certain space. That is what will cause them delay in progress in life for them. They resist change. They don't want change, right? They may not be very contented, but at the same time, they're too comfortable. Think about being monotonous, perfectly aligned here. Doing the same thing, redundant, monotonous, right? They're very highly committed, and goal-oriented also is there. Okay, goal-oriented, duty-focused, but they like the monotony, being monotonous. Okay, they have a struggle, right? There's a constant struggle for them because of being monotonous, but slowly they will change. Okay, but once they change, the biggest breaking point for them is they'll be so smart and wise that they will start advising others, helping others, motivating others. That is that point they will switch. That switch on point is very important for them, for their success in their life or career, whatever you want to call it. I would always tell them, moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada, speak less. Many of them follow that, but you have to see the strength of the moon. Okay, speak less. Okay, when needed, you have to speak. Otherwise, you will get caught. Okay, they are more into problem solver, solving issues, right? They have very good ability and they're very modest. They don't like to do show-offs. These are the people. It can be good, it can be also bad, right? They don't like to show people what they know, what is the talent, what they do, etc. Many cases, right? But they have to be very careful with their speech. And keep on saying again speech and speech. And the reason is also Mercury, right? Is the Karaka for speech, comes and gets debilitated here. And this is the natural 12th house where Jupiter's, who's also a Karaka for speech. Okay? You have to be very careful in your speech in terms of words and sentence, what you use. Okay? Moon and Uttara-Bhadrapada, these people, they like to have long-term goals. They don't like short-term goals, okay? Long-term projects, etc. They have, so think about anything jobs with safety, security, R&D, military, soldier, right? Counselor. Think about coach, motivator, healer, yoga, occult science, astrology, numerology, meditation, right? Anything kind of counseling, right? Therapist, monks, researcher, philosopher. Philosophy is excellent for them. Poet, right? Writing poems, writer, musicians, artists, librarian, night watchman, night security people, right? They are the people who also will get some kind of inheritance as well. Okay, because of the Jupiter-Saturn energy. Jupiter is the Rashi Lord, Saturn is the Nakshatra Lord here. Right? So they blend that energy beautifully in a way. But they will learn, they will teach. Anything with human affairs, anything with world environment, environmental stuff, right? All of those things will work for them as a career. Okay. In terms of, so the Vedic deity, Ahar Buddhayana. Okay. All right. Om Ahar Buddhayana Namaha 2 times daily. Then the Hindu deity, Lord Shiva, Durga, Vishnu. Right? Om Ahar Buddhaya Namaha, Om Shivaya Namaha, etc. You can do Om Vishnuve Namaha. Okay? Durgaya Namaha. Durga Shashti Path, also Shloka you can say. And Saptarishi is Pulaha and Shama and Gati. Om Pulahaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Gatiye Namaha. Okay? So Pulaha Saptarishi himself came out from the head and the navel. So these are the areas you have to be careful about. Okay, luck will change for you at 35, then 52 and 55. 35, 52 and 55. Okay, always remember this because this is a dual Rashi. It's a twin or a twin nakshatra, like a paired nakshatra with Uttara-Bhadrapada. So and it's dual Rashi. You see the two fishes symbol here. I spoke about the food. Always remember this. The first time may not work well for you. Okay, the second time will work. Be it business, right? Business wise, you got to be very careful also. The first time won't work. Second time will work. Marriage in many cases, relationship, education, right? Applying for a company and you are rejected, second time you will get it. All those things will happen. First time doesn't work, second time will work. Right? Saturn, again, pray to Saturn, Jupiter, right? Vishnu comes here straight away. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. Again, this is part 2 of Moon in Uttara-Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Please watch part 1 before you watch part 2. I think I've said everything. All right. Okay, Jai Shri Krishna. I will see you soon in another video. All right. Thank you. Om Ahar Buddhaya Namaha.